सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ सुखं नित्यं स्वप्रकाशं व्यापकं नामरूपयोः अधिष्ठानं बुद्ध्यबोध्यं बुद्धेर्दृग्यत्तु निर्मलम् अपारं सर्ववेदान्तवेद्यं प्रत्यक्परं महः तदेवाहं न मत्तोऽन्यदिति मे निश्चिता मतिः. Vichara Sagara, Chapter 6, page number 234, top line. तथा हि सांख्यानां सिद्धान्तः तु एवं सत्त्वरजस्तमो गुणानां साम्यावस्था प्रधानमिति कथ्यते. तच्च प्रधानं प्रकृतिरेव भवति न विकृतिः. विकृतिर्नाम कार्यं प्रकृतिर्नामो उपादानकारणम्. In the previous page there is a small printing mistake. That is the topic number 355. Sankhyaha hi atma akarta abhokta cha is there. We have to correct it as not abhokta but bhokta. Atma is bhokta according to Sankhya philosophers. So now here Agridha Deva asking questions in his dream to his teacher based on 3 topics. First group of questions based on Jiva Swarupam. Second group of questions based on Ishvara Swarupam. Third group of questions based on Jnana Sadhana Swarupam. These are the 3 questions, a group of questions. In that one question there are many other questions also. So before going to answer, the author Nischala Dasa want to clarify the other systems of philosophies also, how Advaita Vedanta is different or distinct from Sankhya, Nyaya, Yoga, Vaisheshika, Purvamimamsa. This student happens to be Tarka Drishti. Therefore, author feels that better to introduce Tarkika based philosophers or darshanams. Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Sankhya, all of them other than Advaitin, all of them are Tarka Pradhana. The student happens to be Tarka Drishti. Therefore, it is better to analyze those systems which are based on Tarka Pradhanam. They also give respect to Shastra, but they give importance to Tarka. That is why he is introducing the Sankhya Matam, that Siddhantam tu evam, in this manner. Their Siddhanta, their theory is like this. What they say? They say Sattva Rajas Tamo Gunanam. There are, these Sankhyas are of 2 types. It is given in the footnote. Saishvara Sankhyas, Niraishvara Sankhyas. That is also let us clarify when Ishvara topic comes there, we will see that. Now, Sattva, Rajas, Tamo Gunanam Samyavastha. When the 3 gunas are in equilibrium status, Samyavastha means equilibrium status when the Panchikaranam has not taken place, when they are not mixed up. Samyavastha pradhanamiti kathyate. Three gunas put together pradhanam. Tacha pradhanam prakritireva bhavati. What we call prakriti, they call it as pradhanam. There is no much difference. This pradhanam is prakriti only, na vikritihi. Vikriti means product, karyam. Prakriti means karanam, the cause. So prakriti is equal to cause, vikriti is equal to product or karyam. In Sankhya philosophy, they present prakriti, vikriti, 24 tattvams they present in one shloka. Already we saw that shloka previously. Once again we can recollect. That shloka runs like this: Moola prakriti ravikritihi. All Sankhya Karika shlokas are not in Samavrittam but Vishamavrittam. So very difficult to chant in a shloka form. So Moola prakriti ravikritihi. Mahadadya prakriti ravikritayah sapta. Prakriti vikritayah sapta. Shodashakastu vikritihi. Na prakriti vikritihi purushaha. This is the shloka he is going to explain in 2 pages. One shloka. That is one introduction of Prakriti and Vikriti. He is explaining what is Prakriti, what is Vikriti. Prakriti means Vikritir nama karyam, product karyam. Prakritir nama upadana karanam. What do you mean by Prakriti or Pradhanam? Shastra says Atma is only one, but according to them, Atmas are many. But how the Atma can be the Akarta but Bhokta? Asanga Atma, how can it be Bhokta? To become an enjoyer, you must have an attachment, Sangha. Atma is Asangaha. It is not available even Pratyaksha, Anumana, perception. How can you say Atma is a Bhokta? We are asking them. But they are having different view. That Pradhanam means is the cause of this universe, they say. Sattva rajas tamo guna samyavastha pradhanam. Prakarshena karyani asmin. Karyani sarvam asmin nidhiyate iti pradhanam. Pradhanam ki vyutpatti. Prakarshena karyani sarvam. All these products are in which that pradhanam is the repository of all products. Nidhiyate asmin. That is called adhikarana vyutpatti. Asmin. Prakriti means what? Prakarshena kriti yogyaha. We know that. Prakarshena kriti yogyaha, that which is moldable. Kriti yogyaha means moldable, pliable, available to be shaped. Available to be shaped is called prakritihi. Nidhanam means bijam. Nidhanam. In 9th chapter also Nidhanam comes. Nidhanam bijam avyayam. There Nidhanam means Bhagavan is the source. But here, according to Sankhya, Nidhanam means that Nidhiyate means Pradhanam here. Nidhanam is equal to Prakriti is equal to Upadana Karanam. What do you mean by Upadana Karanam? We saw previously. Nimitta Karanena, that is intelligent cause. By intelligent cause, कार्य उपादानार्थम उपादीयते इति उपादान कारणम. कार्य उत्पादनार्थम. निमित्त कारणेन means like a kulalaha, pot maker. निमित्त कारणम. कार्यम उत्पादनार्थम, to produce a product pot. Taken, that is upadiyate, that which is taken. Clay is taken. So clay is the upadana karanam. Because clay is taken to create pot, karyam. By whom? Pot maker. Therefore, upadana karanam means upadiyate, nimitta karanena कार्य उत्पादनार्थम उपादीयते इति उपादान कारणम. By the intelligent cause to create the karyam, products, that is material which is taken by intelligent cause to produce products, that is called upadana karanam. English, material cause, simple, material cause. Prakriti also, prakarshena karyarupena kriyamanatvat prakriti. Prakarshena karyarupena, in the form of karyam, kriyamanatvat, name and forms are given, that is called prakriti. So these are the two words comes in that sloka. Mula prakriti ravikriti. Now you understand what is prakriti, what is vikriti. Prakriti means cause, Vikriti means product. That is the thing. Now he is going to introduce 25 tattvams. Chaturvimshati tattvani, 24 plus Purusha, 25 tattvams. They are given. Another example also we can take. Gold is called Prakriti. Ornaments are called Vikriti. Ornaments are called Vikriti. Like that, wood is Prakriti, furniture is Vikriti. Like that, you take many more examples so that easily you can understand, apply. Krishna borrows this 25 tattvams of Sankhya in Bhagavad Gita 7th chapter. The Sankhya Srishti, 7th chapter, is borrowed from that. That means Prakriti Vikriti, Prakritir Nama Upadana Karanam. Up to here we saw in the last class. Next. Tadidam pradhanam mahattattvasya upadana karanatvat prakritirбhavati idanche pradhanam anaditvat vikritirna bhavati mahattattvam ahankaraha pancha tanmatrascha iti सूक्ष्म प्रकृति विकृतयोः सप्त प्रकृति विकृतयोः भवन्ति तदिदं प्रधानं, that this प्रधानं महत्तत्वस्य उपादान कारणत्वात्. महत्तत्वं comes. Now 24 principles he is introducing. How? One by one we saw already in the Bhagavad Gita. First is Mahat. Mahat, from Mahat Ahankara comes. The nature of Mahat he is explaining here. Mahat Tattvam. See the footnote. Mayayaha sakashat Mahat Tattvam ajayata. Hiranyagarbha. Maya, from Maya Prakriti, this Mahattattvam comes. Mahattattvat Satvarajastamo Guna Vishishta Ahankara Tattva Tattvam Ajayata. Tattvam means category, principles. तस्माच्च पंच तन्मात्रा ajayata. So this is the Srishti Prakriya of Sankhya's. So that you have to write a chart, like chart means vertically. First Prakriti, Mahat, then from Mahat, mind, Manas, Ahankara comes. From Ahankara, Sattva, Rajas, Tamo gunas, three gunas are there. Manas born from Ahankara, Sattva, Pradhanatvat, Manas is born. Number two, sense organs, Pancha Jnanendriyani, Pancha Karmendriyani. Prakriti hai Rajo Guna. Rajo Guna is in Tattva Bodha. From Rajo Guna of Prakriti, 10 sense organs are born. According to Sankhya, pranas are not taken, 5 pranas. They take it as Shakti. Tamoguna, from Tamoguna of Ahankara, 5 subtle elements, Tanmatras are born. Then from 5 Tanmatras, 5 gross elements, Sthula Bhutanis are born. Totally 24. How you have to see in this itself Prakriti, Vikriti. 3 groups, all 24 made into 3 groups. Kevala Prakriti, Kevala Vikriti, some of them are Prakriti, Vikriti. That means some of them are only Karanam, some of them are only Karyam, some of them are Karya Karanam. That list we are seeing. First group is Kevala Prakriti, second group is Prakriti Vikriti, third group is Kevala Vikriti. That is given here in this paragraph. Okay. Prakritir bhavati idancha pradhana anadi. It is anadi, beginningless, because it is a prakriti. Vikritir na bhavati. It is never the product but ever the cause. Vikriti na bhavati means never the product. Mahattattvam ahankara. This 2-8 number may be Sankhya Sutras given. They are not mentioned. Mahattattvam ahankara panchatanmatrascha sapta. Now after Prakriti, Mahat 1, Ahankara 2, Panchatanmatra, Sukshma Bhutani. So Mahat, next Ahankara, next Panchatanmatra. Totally how many? Sapta. Sapta Prakriti Vikritayaha. These 7 are products of previous one and cause of later one. Uttarottara is going to he say. Purva Uttarottara. So Mahattattvam, from out of Mahattattvam Ahankara has come. So Ahankara becomes what? Vikriti of Mahattattvam. Mahattattvam is the Vikriti of Prakriti, Pradhanam. So Mahattattvam, from the standpoint of Prakriti or Pradhanam, it is Vikriti. From the standpoint Ahankara, Mahattattvam is called Prakriti. Therefore Mahattattvam is Prakriti Vikriti. Similarly, Ahankara is also Vikriti from the standpoint of Mahat. Ahankara is the Prakriti from the standpoint of Pancha Tanmatras. In the list, from Ahankara only Pancha Tanmatras comes. Therefore, Pancha Tanmatras standpoint, Ahankara is the Prakriti. Mahattattvam standpoint, Ahankara is called Vikriti, product. Sapta, these 3 are Pancha Tanmatras means 5. So 7 are Prakriti Vikriti. That is what he says. Tache purva purva muttarottarasya prakriti uttarottaram purva purvasya vikritihi pancha tanmatraha panchabhutanam prakritayah इत्थं सप्तैतानि तत्त्वानि प्रकृति विकृतयो भवन्ति तत्र in this case with regard to this prakriti vikriti purva uttarottara purva means prior uttarottara means later one. So prior is what? Mahattik prior prakriti, mahattik later ahankara, ahankara prior mahat, ahankara later one pancha tanmatras, like that. Uttarottaram purva purvasya vikritihi. So previous one, later one, prior one, later one. Pancha tanmatraha pancha bhutani prakritayah. So from pancha tanmatras, sukshma bhutani, pancha sthula bhutani has come. So pancha tanmatras are the prakriti of pancha sthula bhutani. Pancha tanmatras are vikriti from the standpoint of ahankara. That is the meaning. Itham, in this manner, saptaitani tattvani. All these 7 tattvams, categories. Tattvams means categories. Padartha. Tattvani prakriti vikritayah bhavanti. That's all. They all come under prakriti vikriti. 11 out of ahankara, 5 out of sukshma bhutani. So totally 16. 11 means out of ahankara, what are all 11 comes, that is going to be explained. Panchabhutanam dashendriyani manascha shodasha tattvani vikritayah eva na prakritayah purusho na prakritirnapi vikritihi satyadvastu yada vastvantarasya karanam bhavati tada tadvastu prakritir bhavati यदा कार्यं भवति तदा तद्वस्तु विकृतिर्भवति पुरुषस्तु न कस्यचिदपि कारणं भवति तस्मान्न प्रकृतिः न कार्यमिदं कार्य कस्यचिदपि कार्यं भवति तस्मान्न विकृतिः अतः असंगः पुरुषः इत्थं सांख्यमते पंचविंशति तत्वानि भवन्ति. He completes that all other 16 also. Pancha tattvani, pancha bhutani, sthula bhutani, dasha indriyani, pancha jnani indriyani, pancha karma indriyani, manascha, totally shodasha. Tattvani vikritayah eva na prakritayah. From mind nothing has come. From sense organs also. From pancha jnanendriyani, pancha karmendriyani, nothing is born. That's why they are all always vikriti only. They cannot be the cause of anything. Mind cannot be the cause of anything. Pancha jnanendriyani, pancha karmendriyani also cannot be the cause of anything. Then sthula bhutani also cannot be the cause of anything. Even though sthula bhutas from that shariram has come, but shariram cannot come under tattvam. Sthula bhutani only come under tattvam. They are also ever vikriti, never prakriti. Pancha sthula bhutani, sense organs 10, manas 16 totally. Totally 16. all of them ever the Vikriti, never the Prakriti, ever the products, never the cause. Panchabhutani Dashayindriyani Manassu Shodasha. Shodasha means 16. Vikritischa eva na prakritayaha. They can never be the cause. Purushaha nama, the Purusha, the Atma, na prakritir napi vikriti. Purusha neither the cause nor the effect of anyone. Na karanam, na karyam. Purusha is not the karanam, not the cause, not the effect. Yadvastu yada, which principle, which entity, when vastvantarasya karanam bhavat, become the cause of something, then alone tadvastu prakritir bhavat. When an entity becomes the cause of something else, then only it can become the what? Prakriti. Yada karyam bhavati tada tadvastu vikritir bhavat. When the entity becomes the product of something else, that product is called as vikriti. So Purushaha is not the cause of anything, not product of anything, not born out of anything, Purushaha. So therefore you have to say Purusha is the Prakriti Vikriti Vilakshanaha. Na kasyachidapi karyam bhavati tasmat vikriti na vikritihi. Purusha is not the Vikriti nor Prakriti. Then what? Vilakshana, different from Prakriti Vikriti, cause and effect. Ataha, therefore, Purusha is asangaha. Itham, in this manner, Sankhya Mate, the Sankhya Darshanam, Panchavimshati Tattvani Bhavanti. Panchavimshati means 25. Tattvani, principles. Tattvani, Tattvamiti Padarthasya Nama. What do you mean by Tattvam? Tattvam means Padarthaha, category. Padarthaha. Padasya Arthaha Padarthaha. That means a substance, dravyam, is called padartha, substance. Or a property is a padartha. Or a product is also called, guna is also called padartha, kriya, action is also called padartha, abhava also is called padartha according to them. So 25 tattvams in Sankhya. Like that, different systems have different padarthas. Number of padarthas are different. 16 padarthas are tattvams in Nyaya philosophy, Nyaya darshan, Nyaya matam. 7 tattvams in Vaisheshika darshanam. 3 tattvams in Vishishtadvaitam. Chit jada, chit achit, like that they say. Then in Advaita, 2 tattvams, Satyam, Mithya. But we say only one, Mithya anyhow, uncountable. Satya, Mithya. So totally 2 are there. So in Mandukya also, Shadvimshati iti eke. So like that, there are many people, Gaudapadacharya introduced. Many people talk about many tattvams. But yoga philosopher talks about one more, he adds to Sankhya. Sankhya 25 he takes, but he adds Ishvara. But this Paramatma, the Sankhya people won't accept. Therefore, the Sankhya Matam of Kapila is Nirishwaravadis. Bhagavata Sankhya Matam Kapila there, he is Saishwara. That Kapila is different, this Kapila is different. Once upon a time I took Kapila Gita, long ago. So Prakriti, yoga people, 26 principles they take. Prakriti Achetanat, why they take Ishvara? They say without Ishvara creation cannot come, because Prakriti अचेतनत्वात् स्वयं स्रष्टुः न भवति, स्रष्टुं न शक्यते, न शक्नोति. पुरुषः अपि असङ्गत्वात् स्रष्टुं न शक्यते, न शक्नोति. तस्मात् ईश्वरः अपेक्षितः. Therefore ईश्वरः is required. ईश्वरस्य अनुग्रहात् एव yoga philosophy says. That's why yoga philosophy there are 26 tattvams. Ishvara anugrahat eva prakriti karyam karoti iti yoginaha vadanti. That is not there here. We have to, it comes later. He is going to talk all of them and negate all of them. So therefore Sankhya says for prakriti creator purpose is not required. That is what he is going to say here. इत्थं कस्यचिदपि कार्यं न भवति तस्मान् न विकृतिः अतः असङ्गः पुरुषः इत्थं सांख्यमते पंचविंशति तत्त्वानि भवन्ति. तत्त्वमिति पदार्थस्य कैटेगरीज we saw now. सांख्यमते ईश्वरः न अङ्गीक्रियते. In Sankhya-mata they don't accept Ishvara. कार्यं कारणरूपेण संगम भवति, but कार्य कारणं नास्ति. पुरुषः, that Purusha is different, Atma. But Ishvara we accept in Vedanta, but he won't accept. Na angikriyate. Ishvaraha na angikriyate. The footnote second one. Sa Ishvara, Seshvara is there. In footnote you see, Seshvara means Sa Ishvara. That is why they are Astika Nastikas. They accept Veda, but they don't accept Ishvara, therefore Nastikas. Accepting Veda, therefore Astikas. Astika Nastika. He is given in this Kardama Deva Hutyoho Putraha. In Bhagavata, Kardama and Devahuti, son Bhagavan, born as Kapila Bhagavan, Kapila Avatar. The Sankhya philosophy is not that Kapila Avatar, Kapila. Saishvara Sankhyam Matam Angikaroti Bhagavate. Tippani I am seeing. But in this Anyepi Kapilaha Abhut, Anyopi Kapilaha Bhut means this Kapila, Sankhya Kapila, Saha Nirishvara Sankhya Matam Angi Kritavan. So Nirishvara Sankhya. Why they say we don't require Ishvara? Because Swatantra Sankhya Mate Ishvaro na Angi Kriyate Swatantra Prakritireva Jagataha Karanam Bhavati. Jagat alone comes from the Prakriti. Swatantra. Prakriti Swatantrena Jagat Utpattim Karoti. Prakriti creates creation purpose. Ishvara is not required. For the purpose of creation, Ishvara is not required. Prakriti itself does that. Avyakta Rupa Purushaha cannot be the Bhokta according to Advaita Vedanta. So when Prakriti is in Avyakta Rupa, Purusha cannot be Bhokta. Who says Sankhya philosopher? Prakriti Swayam, that is going to come later. How this Purusha becomes, Atma becomes the Bhokta, he is going to tell later. That we'll see later. Now he says Prakriti alone is the creator of this universe. Later we will see the differences between Vedanta and Sankhya. That is more interesting. So Sankhya is study, analysis is to negate. Nirakaranam, we have to understand the system of philosophy, and that what we can take, that 24 tattvams we take, but we don't take other views of Sankhya. So Purushasya bhoga mokshamidam prakritireva pravartate purusho na pravartate prakritehe vishaya-rupa parinamat purushasya bhogaha bhavati. Now what the Sankhya people say is further, Purushasya, this Purusha, the Atma, so Jiva Atma is called Purusha according to them. Bhoga moksha nimittam, for the sake of the enjoyment of this Purusha, moksha also, for the attainment of liberation also, who works for this? Prakriti reva, Prakriti alone pravartate. Prakriti alone is active in giving the moksha to the Purusha and bhoga to Purusha. Purusha never does anything. Like in some houses, husbands, they never do anything. Only woman of that house do always toiling. Lot of work she is doing. But the Purusha is Sankhya Purushan, like he sits and getting all services from his wife. So, I don't mistake me, I am not telling any one of you here. Sankhya Purusha is, some husbands are like that. Sankhya Purusha like. Purusho na pravartate. Prakritehe vishaya-rupa parinama purushasya bhoga. How Purusha get bhoga? Enjoyment. Only by the Prakriti Vishaya Indriya Rupa Parinam. Prakriti, in Prakriti mind is there, sense organs are there. Sense organs Parinama. Parinama means modifications, Vritti Parinama. Vishaya Rupa Indriya Parinama. Shabda, Sparsha, Rasa, Gandha, etc. etc. All these Prakriti Swayam Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha Rupena Parinamate. Vividha Vishaya Rupena Parinamate. That Parinama alone is called Bhoga of Purusha. Certain points of Sankhya are very close to Advaita Vedanta. It looks as though Vedanta, but there are subtle differences we have to note. So Purushasya bhogaha api bhavati, Purushasya mokshaha api bhavati. Katham bhogaha prakriti rupa buddhi parinama. Modifications in the buddhi. Moksha also prakriti rupa buddhi parinamaha. Pratijnana in the form of vritti. So he faces a peculiar problem later because of this. Asanga Purushaha, how he can have, he says Asangaha, Purusha Asangaha he said, but now he is telling he is getting enjoyment and moksha because of buddhi parinama. So bhoga rupa parinama buddhehe eva, he says, because of ignorance. That is going to say now. Why this bhoga? Why this moksha? He says, where are we? Buddhi dvara, okay, prakritehe vishaya rupa parinama te purushasya bhogaha bhavati. Okay, then what? Buddhistu, buddhi dvara viveka rupa prakriti parinama. Parinama where, parimana where, parinama modification. Mokshaha. The buddhi dvara, viveka, when discriminative knowledge comes, बुद्धि द्वारा प्रकृति पुरुष विवेक, viveka means here prakriti purusha viveka dvara prakriti parinamat prakriti buddhi vritti jnanam comes, moksha siddhyate, moksha comes. Okay, that means atma anatma viveka, whatever we say, they call it as purusha prakriti viveka. यद्यपि पुरुषस्य असंगत्वात् तस्मिन् भोगमोक्षो न संभवतः तथापि ज्ञान सुखदुःख रागद्वेषादयोः बुद्धेः परिणामा भवन्ति तस्याः बुद्धेः आत्मना सह अविवेकः अस्ति विवेकस्तु नास्ति. Why this bhogaha is telling? Because of aviveka. What we call adhyasa, they call it as anyonya adhyasa, tadatmya sambandha. He says, purushasya asangatvat. Really speaking, purusha is asanga only. Tasmin bhoga moksha na sambhavatah. In purusha, neither bhoga or moksha happens. Then how they are happening here? How Purusha is enjoying, Purusha is getting moksha, Jivatma. There are many Purushas according to them. So tathapi, even then, the full stop is not required, you can remove. Na sambhavataha tathapi jnana sukha dukkha ragadveshayoho. That is the cause. Jnana, knowledge, means vishesha jnana. Sukha, pleasure, dukkha, pain, raga, dvesha, attachment, aversion, adeha, etc., etc. Buddhehe. These are all the modifications of buddhi. In the 7th chapter also, ichha, dvesha, sukham, dukkham, sanghata, chetana, dhritihi. So, etat kshetram samasena. These are all belong to kshetram. Ashtadha Prakriti also we saw in Bhagavad Gita. Buddhi parinamadva, because of that, Purusha is having bhoga and bhoga. Tasmat buddhehe atmana saha vivekaha asti. Avivekat bhogaha bhavati, vivekat mokshaha bhavati. Buddhehe atmana saha विवेकः अस्ति अविवेकः अस्ति विवेकः नास्ति. Vivekaha nasti means discriminative knowledge is not there between Purusha and Prakriti. At that time that Prakriti parinamas are superimposed upon Purusha, that Purusha is having bhoga and etc. Tasmat तस्माद् आत्मनः तस्माद् आत्मन्या आरोपितौ बन्धमोक्षौ संभवतः. So atma aropitau, they are all aropitam and superimposed. What are all superimposed? Bandha and moksha. Bandha moksha are happening in atma because of aropanam, superimposition. Aviveka siddhaha na atmani bhogaha tenaiva sankhyamate atma bhokte iti kathyate. Paramarthatah atmana bhokta buddhireva bhoktri. Buddhihi स्वात्मनः भिन्ना ईदृशः ज्ञानस्य एव विवेकः इति संज्ञा. ईदृशः ज्ञान अभावादेव अविवेकः इत्युच्यते. इत्थं च सांख्यमते आत्मा असंगोः अस्ति असंगोस्ति. सुखादयो बुद्धेः परिणामत्वात् बुद्धिरेव धर्माः आत्मा नाना च. So, what is close to Vedanta? Because of aviveka, bandha, moksha, and bhoga. Viveka comes, there is no bandha, moksha at all. All these are only vritti parinama. Tasmad atmani aropitau bandha mokshau. Upon atma, they are superimposed because of aviveka siddhau, because of aviveka of what? Purusha prakriti. Na atmani bhogaha, there is no bhoga in atma. Exactly what we say he is telling. Tenaiva sankhyamate atma bhokta iti kadhyate. Now they themselves say atma is bhokta, prakriti is the karta. Prakriti is not bhoktri, prakriti is kartri, atma is bhokta. They said, but here he says they are contradicting each their own words. Sankhya mate atma bhokta iti kadhyate. But he is telling the bhoktrutva is because of buddhi parinama, not originally. He is telling now. Paramarthatah atmana bhokta. Really speaking, atma is not bhokta. Buddhireva bhoktri. Buddhi strilingam, that's why bhoktri. Really bhokta is only buddhi, not atma, he is telling. Buddhi hi tu atmanaha bhinna. Buddhi is different from atma. Buddhi is different from atma because for them prakriti is satyam, Purusha is also satyam. For us, Purusha is satyam, Paramatma is satyam, Atma is satyam, Prakriti is mithya for us. But for Sankhya philosopher, Prakriti is as real as Atma. That is the difference between that we are going to see anyhow. Those differences. Buddhihi tu atmanaha bhinna. It is different from Atma. We also say same thing. Ishvaraha agnyasya eva vivekaha iti sangnya. Sorry, idrisha, Ishvara word won't come in Sankhya. Idrisha jnanasya eva. This type of knowledge alone is called vivekaha. This, what is viveka? Buddhi alone is getting parinama, vritti parinama, sukha, dukkha, etc. Purusha is not getting at all. Because lack of viveka, we are superimposing the kartrutvam, bhoktrutvam upon bhoktrutvam and moksha upon atma. But really speaking, they are not there. Idrisha jnana abhavaha eva aviveka. This type of ajnanam alone is called ignorance, aviveka ityuchyate. This is viveka and aviveka. Purusha prakriti viveka. Prakriti, that is buddhi modifications only superimposed upon atma. Therefore, really atma is not bhokta. Sankhya says. If this knowledge is there, that knowledge itself is called moksha. Viveka itself is moksha. Viveka is not there, bhoga. Viveka is there, moksha. So, buddhi only parinamate. Sankhyamate atma asangaha asti. Atma is asangaha. Now we are asking him, is this asangatvam of atma you are talking, O Sankhya? Previously that bhoktrutvam is mithya, can you say or not? But he says it is real. He won't say mithya. We say as though enjoyer. Atma is as though enjoyer. We introduce mithyatvam, but he never accepted mithyatvam. So atmani bhogaha adhyastam. Because of ignorance, buddhi vritti bhogaha. What we say? No, we ask, if it is adhyastam, why can't you accept it as mithya? He won't accept. Atmani bhogaha adhyastam, we say. But that adhyastam also he accept. But he says that prakriti is satyam for him. So Atmani karma also adhyastam. Purusha is both karta, bhokta, ajnana kale. What he says. Ajnana kale, aviveka kale, Purusha is bhokta, and we also say the same thing. Ajnana kale karta bhokta, jnana kale akarta abhokta. But he is not having paramarthika satyam and vyavaharika satyam. But we are having Atma is higher order of reality, Prakriti is lower order of reality. For him, both are equal. That is the difference. So, Prakriti karta, anyaha, bhoktaha, anyaha. It is not proper, illogical. Mahan virodha, we say. Prakriti is the doer and Purusha is the enjoyer. If you say how it is ridiculous. Whoever is the karta, saha eva bhokta bhavitavyam. Doing something by Prakriti and Purusha is suffering or enjoying, that is not correct. So in Vedanta we say, aviveka kale Atma is karta, Atma is bhokta. Viveka kale Atma is a karta, bhokta. But that is the difference. Avanaki namakku. But Sankhya Prakriti is karta, Purusha is the bhokta. The slightly we have to rearrange. Sankhya becomes Vedanta otherwise. Okay. So the technical difference between Sankhya and Vedanta. Sankhya Ajnanam is abhava. Sankhya Ajnanam is Jnana abhavaha is Sankhya. This Ajnanam is a negative entity according to them. That which is something refers to something absent. Ajnana means. Whereas in Vedanta, Ajnanam is not a negative entity, abhava rupam. It is Jnana abhava. It is Jnana virodhi. Ajnanam is Jnana virodhi. Ajnana means Jnana abhavaha, or Ajnana is Jnana virodhi. Ajnanam is bhava abhava vilakshanam mithya. We say Ajnanam is bhava abhava vilakshanam. Fully technical today class. புரிஞ்ச வரைக்கும் புரியட்டும், காதில் போட்டுக்கோங்க. Later you can chew it and masticate. But very nice to hear all systems of philosophies. So Ajnanam is Asat in Sankhya. Ajnanam is Mithya in Vedanta. Ignorance is Asat in Sankhya, but ignorance is Mithya in Vedanta. What is the difference between Mithya and Ajnanam? Mithya is defined as Sadasat Vilakshanam. Mithya and Ajnanam, what is the difference? Mithya is defined as Sadasat Vilakshanam, but Sankhya Ajnanam is Asadrupam, Abhava Rupam. That is the difference. In Vedanta, Bhava Abhava Vilakshanam. This is the technical difference. But finally what he says, Atma is Nana. This is the problem. Nana means many Atmas are there. So finally he concludes that only. That is where we differ from him. So, Prakriti kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha. Full of gunas only it is created. Finally, tattvams we have to remember. What are the Prakriti? From that Mahat comes, from that Ahankara comes, from that Ahankara, mind, sense organs, 10, and Tanmatras, 5 Tanmatras, Sukshma Bhutani. From 5 Tanmatras, 5 Sthula Bhutani. How many totally? 1 Prakriti, ever the Prakriti, never the Vikriti. Then Mahatvan, then Ahankara, from ahankara. So Mahat and Ahankara both are Prakriti Vikritis. Prakriti Vikritis. Then from Ahankara alone, mind comes Pancha Jnanendriyani, Pancha Karmendriyani. Total, they are also ever Vikritis. They are ever, never the Prakriti, never the cause of anything, ever the Prakriti, Vikriti. But Pancha Sukshma Bhutani, they are Prakriti Vikritis. From them, Sthula Bhutani has come. So, how many totally? From top to bottom we will count, or bottom to top we will count. Pancha Sthula Bhutani, then Pancha Sukshma Bhutani, totally 10. Then Pancha Dasha Indriyani, then 10 plus 10, 20. One mind, 21. Then an Ahankara, 22. Then Mahat, 23. Prakriti, 24. Totally 24. With Purusha you take then 25. Pancha Vimshati Tattvani. This is the Sankhya philosophy. But later what? Atraiva Siddhantaha. Now we are going to enter difference between Sankhya and Vedanta. Tadetat Sankhya Mata Atyanta Viruddham Sukha Dukkhadinam Atma Dharmatve Tesham Pratishariram Bhedat Atmano Bhedaha Siddhayet. What are all the differences going to come there? The difference is Purusha is equal to Jivatma. According to Sankhya, there is no Paramatma according to them. Because many Jivatmas have got different experiences. Paramatma they don't accept. So Purusha is equal to Jivatma. What should have been your conclusion? Suppose they ask us, our Siddhanta is this. Because of non-discrimination, we have to say, non-discrimination between mind and Atma, the Anumana Pramanam, all those Pramanams, because Tarka based, they take Anumana Pramanam, Arthavatti Pramanam, all those Pramanams they take. We refute that with regard to Atma. That details in these deep paragraphs is going to come. Later he is going to talk about Nayayika, other systems, Sankhya Mata Anantaram Nayayikanam Api. So Veda, very interesting. We won't get these topics in other textbooks this much elaborately. In Brahma Sutra we saw, of course, but again we are seeing here only. So after a few pages again the teaching comes, main teaching. The details we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.